People wake up when they wake up. If you have things to make it to, you probably should wake up in enough time to get you some breakfast. Do whatever you need to get your day going. I'm the type of person where I need to wake up like 2 hours before. I need to be somewhere to do something that I don't want to do. That always works in my favor, to be able to wake up and compress myself, or I like to say calm down. Usually I wake up pretty angry, or I used to wake up pretty angry. All right. And a person might be like, well, what are you angry about? A lot of things. But in reality, who can I be mad at for real? Except for myself, for placing myself in whatever situations that I'm in. Like I don't really know what more I can do in order to put myself in the position that I want to be. And it's funny because I'm not really even a picky type of person. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bare essentials, I know what makes me happy. All right, let me just put it there. And it seems like when you know what makes you happy, there's like an army of people standing in the way of your happiness. Then you got some people who have like things thrust upon them, that they would not choose to do. That's a difficult position to be in, when things are thrust upon you that you don't want to do, and you feel like you shouldn't have to be doing. But there's a greater purpose of things in life. I mean, it has to be, in my opinion, or else how can you explain, the jumps in technology, the jumps in medicine, and so forth? I mean, there has to be a greater purpose. I hold firm to the fact of that the best person I can be, being the best person that I can be, will help me in the long run. There's a saying that life is short. All right. I believe life is what you make it. I believe life can be long. It all depends on how you look at things. You have cups half empty, cup half full people. All right. Now, I don't know what the person is that's in the middle. I mean, I guess you're just happy you have something in your cup. Maybe that's that person. I'm probably that type of person. Not to look at it if it's half empty or half full, just to look at it and know that something's in my cup and I'm okay with it. Because nothing in your cup is nothing in your cup. Speaking of which, there's certain things that I like to do, not necessarily to self-medicate, but I feel like bring me balance. And since I've moved back to Kansas City 60 days ago, and my life has been what it's been. I'm not gonna complain about it because I'm breathing. I've lived a interesting life over time, and I've lived a boring life over time. And I would say probably like the last at least 15 years. We'll just say decade. I'm not even gonna go into all the details, but the last decade, I spent my life really just growing as a person, trying to figure out where I went wrong in life that made my life so difficult, and trying to be the best person I can be and develop into the best person I can be, because I realized that at some point in time that if you know where you want to go, then who can really stop you? If you have faith on your side, if you believe in something greater than you, and then you believe in myself. But what I didn't account for is, people stopping or standing in the way or thrusting their issues upon you and slowing up whatever you where you think you should be. But as I stated before, everything ends at some point in time. And I'm not trying to be grim about it, but the truth of the matter is nobody can stand in your way forever if you don't allow them to. All right. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of people that they're dealing with what I've dealt with. I've dealt with depression. I've dealt with insecurities. I've dealt with the unknown, and I've dealt with the invisible bully. There's an invisible bully out there, right? That smiles in everybody's face, and everybody thinks that person is a good person, but in reality, that person has ulterior motives. Why? Because they're a person. There's no person walking this earth that's not there's no person walking this earth that's perfect. All right. So sometimes those people that are in power positions, they misuse their power for their own personal problems. Everybody has problems. Everybody has issues. Everybody has things that bother them. One thing that bothers a lot of people is race, for some odd reason, which I feel like the generations that are coming up now that are under me, it's not that big of an issue, at least in the circles that I talk to. A lot of people don't really talk about race, and when I say race, I mean pigment. But old habits die hard, they say. And people utilize crutches on all levels of life, and when people don't get what they want and they have earthly power over you, then they're going to use it, and they're going to come up with ways to try to keep you down. And my best advice is, if you find yourself in a situation where you feel like, people are keeping you down or stopping you from living your life to the fullest, remember that when you free yourself from your bondage. Remember those people who stopped you from living your life, and treat them accordingly.